Alright lads, welcome back to another match review. Today we have Hibernian versus Rangers on this lovely Friday night, and today was essentially a must win for Rangers as Wednesday night Celtic comfortably beat Hearts, so it was Rangers' turn to beat Hearts' rivals Hibernian in this game. Hibernian, we did beat them 6-1 near the start of the season, and Hibs just getting a new manager in called Jack Ross. Never heard of him, but I know he was a St Mirren manager before because I was watching the pre-match interviews and all that. So, it'd be an interesting one, see what he can do with the team, see what he can come up with. And straight from the start, it seemed as if he didn't really have a clue what he was doing. If you know Rangers, obviously we all know Rangers, but whether he knows Rangers or not, you would know that Rangers love to attack down the wings. They've got two great attacking fullbacks, Borna Barisic and James Tavernier. And, then we've got Ryan Kent, we've got Aribo and Arfield to kind of linger out in the near the right-hand side. So our strength is essentially in the wings, in the left and right wings, and Jack Ross went out and started with a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, which the formation is called in FIFA, where essentially you've got four central midfielders. You've got one central defensive midfielder, two central midfielders, and one central attacking midfielder. So essentially four in the middle. You've got no width whatsoever, and that formation is good if you want to dominate the midfield. But Rangers thrive down the wings. Rangers, even if Hibs were wanting a midfield battle, they would have lost it, because Hibs' four against Ryan, Jack, Arfield and Kamara, they even won the midfield tonight. So it's not as if their four overpowered our three. The only thing that happened was that they were vulnerable down the flanks. We attacked down the wings, so effectively, and they didn't know how to handle it. Even when we came through the middle, they didn't know how to handle it. So I don't know if that's Jack Ross's first game in charge of Hibs, but if it was an absolute stinker, regardless of the result. Just the way he put his team out, no width at all. Even if your team is struggling, you want to see a bit of width. To try and play down the middle and only down the middle, not having the wings as an option, is just a poor formation choice from the manager, I'd say. But that's even before the match has started. We've not even got onto the match, but it started off very well for us, as just 4 minutes in, Marciano got a pass back from his defender, the Hibs keeper is Marciano, and he takes a touch, kind of dilly-dallies on it, and then by the time he clears it, Joe Aribo comes in, good pressing down from him, gets a touch on it, and it deflects right into Ryan Kent's path about 20 yards out. First time hits it into the back of the net as Marciano was out his net. And it was actually a really good finish from Ryan Kent. Don't take anything away from the finish. That's a great finish, coming at you bouncing, and you've got to, and he side-footed it into, he's 20 yards out. He has to still hit the target, and he has to keep it away from the side that Marciano's on. It's not as easy as a finish as it looks, but it was a great finish from Ryan Kent, and great build-up play not build-up play, but great pre-play, I suppose. Great pressing play from Joe Aribo to put up Marciano under pressure and to get the deflection into Ryan Kent's path and make it 1-0 within 4 minutes. So that was great, and we didn't stop there. We kept on going. Joe Aribo had down the right-hand side, and he cut inside, gave on to Ryan Jack, who made the overlapping run. He held on to it and cut it back perfectly for Joe Aribo, and he just opened up his body, left foot, top corner, just placed it in there, and 2-0 up within 8 minutes. Perfect start for Rangers, and we are well on our way to smashing Hibs for the second time this season. And of course, the thoughts from Pittodrie were potentially coming back into them. Obviously, Aberdeen were 2-0 down against us, and they came back to 2 each. But they showed no sign of that affecting them. They dominated. Hibs, yes, they had a couple chances. There was one where Canberry actually done a nice flick inside, then took it by Goldson and had a shot, and he shot into the side of the net. And then there was one where Goldson again, the two chances they had in the first half were through Goldson maybe been a wee bit slower, maybe just been a yard off the pace, but McGregor ended up making a good save. I think it was off Canberry again, but for what Hibs had in attack, they had Canberry, Doigen, I think Doige or something, whatever his name is, and Scott Allen, Canberry. I said one of those two. So those three, who are meant to be good players, you know, they are good players, but they've got no service down the wings. That's the main thing about it. And Scott Allen isn't going to be in there for a midfield battle. You know, he's not going to be one of the ones like Ryan Jack or Scott Arfield that are in there battling it out in the midfield. Now he's not going to be involved in that. So essentially then it's a 3v3 in the midfield, and Jack Ross's plan to flood the midfield is out the window. But yeah, with the three good players that Hibs have up front, they created next to nothing, and we saw it out comfortably. 2-0 in the first half. You know, it could have been more. So Kent had a decent chance from outside the box where it got deflected and just went wide. It might have been going in, but the defender got a good block onto that. And then Joe Aribo could have buried the game in the first half, and he could have got his second goal of the game, as I think it was Ryan Jack. No, it was Ryan Kent. It was Ryan Kent. He slipped it through perfectly to Joe Aribo, and his touch wasn't great. It wasn't perfect. It was a decent touch, but he kind of ended up hitting it from behind him, and Marciano made a decent save. So that could have made it 3, and that would have buried the game right then and there. But we still went into the half 2-0 up, and you know, although Hibs might have been playing pretty poorly, it was all down to us. Anytime Hibs tried to go forward, like anytime they tried to hit on the counter, maybe like 2 or 3 times, Rangers shut them in from, say their fullback tried to start the counter attack. They would shut this fullback down, give him limited options. If he passed it inside, they would press him, give him limited options, push him back. Like the pressing that Rangers put in and the work they put in off the ball was second to none. It was fantastic to see that Hibs were not being given an easy way out. You know, they had to work for their chances, and Hibs didn't want to put the work in. That's it. So, you know, it was fantastic in the first half, maybe apart from those two dodgy. They weren't even dodgy, they were half chances by Hibs, but Goldson could have been a little bit better, a little bit quicker. But regardless, we're 2-0 up at the half. And one thing I want to say about the first half, and it's nitpicking at the referee, and it is in favour of Hibs. Both fullbacks for Hibs got booked for challenges that were yellow cards, but Borna Barisic got let away with one, which should have been a yellow card within the first 15 minutes. So that kind of inconsistency is just what Scottish football is all about. Obviously, no other Rangers YouTuber is gonna, or no other Rangers reviewer or anyone is gonna mention that, because although it's not so big, it's still something that is big, because it's inconsistency. Like, what if one of those Hibs players went on to get a second booking, and then what if Borna Barisic went on to do his second tackle and only get his first booking? You know, it's a big thing. So yeah, Borna Barisic should have got booked, because the two Hibs players got booked for very similar challenges. I know that's in favour of Hibs. I'm trying to be as unbiased as I can here, but that's nitpicking at the ref. And the ref had all in all a good game. So into the second half, and we started off just not as good, to be honest. Hibs actually came out first 5 minutes as if they actually wanted to win the game, as if they wanted to not be embarrassed. They had a few attacks that didn't come to anything, and it was all shut down in the 53rd minute when we were on the attack. It's kind of, when we're crossing in, it's getting headed back out, collecting at the edge of the box, and one time it headed out to Arfield. He headed it back into Jermaine Defoe, who I've not mentioned yet. Chests it down, cuts inside, and finishes it near posting in. And Jermaine Defoe, like, legit had no involvement in the first half. I think his only involvement in the first half was being elbowed off the ball for Rebo's goal. So Defoe with his first involvement in the game, but that's exactly what great strikers are. They don't need to be involved for 90 minutes. They can only be involved for one play in the full game. And that's the crucial moment. And that was the crucial moment, because that killed the game. If Hibs, the next goal was crucial. If Hibs got it, they were right back in the game and right up for it. If Rangers got it, it was dead, and that's exactly what happened. Defoe got the third goal, dead, and that's what great strikers do. They're there, they're always waiting. Even when they're not involved, they are involved. They're always there, waiting for the ball to come to them, and just getting in great positions to get goals like that. So yeah, great goal by Defoe, great take, touch with the chest, cut inside, and shot. 3 touches is all it takes, and that's all it really was. And for the game, one thing about the Hibs fans, they all started leaving after the 53rd minute. Why leave after 53 minutes? It's got 37 minutes to play. Support your team. Don't leave after 53 minutes. I would never leave a game after 53 minutes. Like, it just shows you the supporters, man. Why would you leave after 53 minutes? It's terrible. But again, about the supporters, we'll get on to that. So the other big talking point in the game was the red card for Hibs. Borna Barisic had it down the left hand side, and Ryan Porteous, the big dirty, not gonna say it, but he went in to a tackle with Borna Barisic with the aim of breaking his leg. And anyone who tries to deny that is wrong. I'm sorry, but you're wrong. He tried to break Borna Barisic's leg. You saw it. He was running full pelt, and he knew that he was going to win the tackle without really going through Barisic. So what he does, he takes 2 small steps, lets Barisic get closer so that Porteous can go through and just try and break his leg. He got the ball, yeah, fair enough. But then he also raises his foot to about knee height to try and break his leg. He's actually trying to go for it. I remember last season we played Hibs, and I remember thinking that Ryan Porteous is a dirty. He's exactly that. He's exactly that, and he showed that tonight. He had no complaints. And when Barisic is down, the Hibs fans are throwing stuff onto the field and booing him and all that. Someone threw a vodka bottle at him, and he still missed. He's lying down, not moving, and you miss. That sums up Hibs night. But I hope they get banned. Anyone who throws stuff at players, I hope you get banned for life. It's just, you shouldn't throw. I mean, imagine you were in the street and you just threw a pound coin or a vodka bottle at someone, you get the jail. Like, there's no difference at a football match. So anyway, but fortunately Barisic was alright and didn't get a red card, so I hope Porteous, he should get about a 4 or 5 match ban. Like, he's literally going in to try and break his leg. And yeah, that was honestly all it was. After that, it was after the remaining 30 minutes was a training session for Rangers. There wasn't really much to it. It was so comfortable for Rangers. One thing, Doige should have got a yellow card. McGregor was seeing the ball. He wasn't even seeing the ball out. The ball was out, and Doige just goes up to McGregor and just chucks him down as if it's WWE. Like, he should have got booked. But it doesn't matter because we're 3-0 up, so the joke's on him. So they brought on the likes of Ojo, Brandon Barker, and Greg Stewart just to see the game out. You give them a shot, and it was comfortable from then on there. And 3-0, good victory, close the gap on Celtic. They play tomorrow, but we don't focus on that. We focus on our next game. So leave your comments down below. My man of the match. It's tough because, I mean, McGregor didn't have a save to make. Goldson, I'd say, is the only one who didn't really play great. The things he had to deal with, he didn't really deal with them great. Katic was solid. Tav was great. Barisic was great. Arfield, Kamara and Jack in the midfield 3 were fantastic. Kent and Aribo were brilliant. And then you've got Defoe up front, who wasn't really involved, but he done his job. He scored. Even though he wasn't involved, he was involved. He was always there waiting to pounce. So, great performance, great team performance, and we made Hibs look like absolute mugs. So get in, and a good performance on a Friday night at Easter Road. So hope you guys did enjoy the video. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.